Today I effed up by telling my husband his mom died. My husband's mom died. As a bit of a background, my husband, Dodd, is deployed. Due to this, I was the person notified of his mom's death instead of him. We also have a Chihuahua named Gilligan, whose health is declining. It was morning for me when I was informed of my mother-in-law's passing. She died in her sleep, but due to time differences, it was the middle of the night for Dodd. I messaged Dodd to give me a call as soon as he was able. Several hours later, he calls. I had no idea how to tell him. They weren't close. We were soft no contact with her. But she was still his mom, so telling him was more difficult than I anticipated. Dodd picked up on the energy and asked me, "Did Gilligan die or something?" And I blurted out, "No, but your mom did." I feel so bad about it. But he is doing all right. He is processing her death well and already over his siblings squabbling over her assets. Not sure if she had a will. He finds the humor in it, but will definitely use this to dig me in my ribs about when he gets home. Today I effed up by swallowing a $150,000 almond. Obligatory not today, but a Friday in June 2021. Doldrums of COVID. Not a time you wanted to be near a hospital. I was eating a lovely granola bar at my desk at work. As I unwrapped it, I noticed an especially large, glistening whole almond on the bar. I noted, that's as big as my thumb. Eating while typing, my mouth got distracted. Suddenly, that giant almond had slipped unchewed to the back of my throat, and I thoughtlessly swallowed. I had no idea the gravity of what I had done. I mean, everybody knows that nut pieces can end up undigested, but I had never swallowed a nut so large, not by a long shot. I awoke Saturday morning feeling funny. I had a very small pain just under my stomach area, but no worries yet. I proceeded to drink 2 big coffees and eat my cereal as normal. This was another mistake. After an hour or so, I was rocked with pain and unbelievable pressure in that spot just below my stomach. Soon I began vomiting, rolling in pain and strain vomiting. Then I remembered the almond. We headed to the ER, and when checking in, I did say I thought I had an intestinal blockage, but true to form, no healthcare worker actually believed me until they reluctantly did a CT scan. My small intestine was not just blocked, it had started telescoping upon itself, which risks cutting off blood flow to the organ. I was quickly taken quite seriously and was whisked back to a surgery prep area. The next thing I knew, I was in a room with a soft-spoken nurse who is telling me they have to place a gastric tube before my surgery. I was in no condition to really appreciate what that meant, and just then a bull of a nurse entered the room. In a hospital, it seems there's always an employee they know they can call when they need to really hurt a patient to help them. An employee who can hurt people without flinching. This was that nurse. She approached me with the tube, explained they have to feed it through my nose down into my stomach to constantly suction out my stomach secretions, so my surgery site could heal without disturbance for a few days. The bull nurse drew her fist back and basically punched me with the tube square in the left nostril. My nose exploded with blood like fireworks and would not yield, so they decided that tube was too large in diameter. They had to try again with a smaller tube in the only non-destroyed nostril I had left. So she punched me again in the nose with the second tube, while I was frantically guzzling water to keep my windpipe closed, and she successfully shoved the tube all the way down until it reached my stomach. The surgery was uneventful, to me at least. They had installed a urinary catheter while I was out, which felt a little creepy to me. I mean, it was medically necessary, but it's still weird to find out someone was poking in your genitals while you're under anesthesia. I spent the next 5 days in the hospital, the first 3 with that tube in my nose.
Is this yours? And so, of course, my agent doesn't tell me that we were going to be bird that day. When I get to set, Ryan goes yelling at me, like, don't make eye contact. And then the director tells me, I gotta look at the bird for the scene, right? The whole thing was kind of a nightmare. Just the bird? No, just the bird thing. Love you. Bye. Why did you pick this? Why is this so dumb? The shortest sleep is the first step to a vibrant life. Sleep recharges you and fuels your passions. Safa, inspire better health through restful sleep with American handcrafted mattresses. Unlock the superpower of a great night's sleep. the doctor, I remember being so lightheaded I could barely stand. Good thing my crew nudged me to get checked. Turns out I have AFib, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
My heart would race just taking my son to practice.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you notice one or more of these symptoms, contact your doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
This is no time to wait. Sling has all the important natural things you need at the best price. Making this sad old paperboy both so sad. The most important